Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here, and today I'm doing another in this kind of series that I'm doing where I'm looking at a future release in the Doctor Who The Collection range, and I'm kind of discussing how I would build up that set, what the front cover, back cover, how I would do the disc and all that stuff. And today we're going to be looking at season 25, the remaining McCoy season we haven't gotten yet. And of course the 25th anniversary season. There's a couple different colors I would go with here. Of course, being the silver anniversary, you could go with silver as the primary color. I think there's a question of how well that would show up on a box set. I don't know how well silver would pop. You know, is that a color that reaches out and grabs you? Purple would also be a good one because it's very reminiscent of the intro. And most of the 80s sets do tend to invoke their intros to some degree or another. When you look at them, they're always, the background of them is always reflective of their intros. And I do love the McCoy intro. It's one of my favorite intros. And there's a lot of purple going on in it, especially with that little purple ball that's spinning like this and then like this. You could have that in the background, which of course Lee would punch it up and make it look even better than it normally does, like on the 24 and 26 set, especially that 26 set was gorgeous. And so purple would be a good color for that too. Now, most of the time, the 80 sets aren't just one solid color. There's a lot of different colors threading in them. There might be like a primary color, but several of them have different colors kind of spinning through them. So you could have the bottom part where the, like a light shining out with the enemies all in it, and the logo in silver, like, Doctor Who, The Collection, Season 26, in silver, with the background kind of silver and purple. I don't know how well silver and purple would mix, but it's Lee binding. If anybody can do it, it's Lee binding. So you could have kind of this part with a lot of purple, then more toward the bottom turning into silver, and the lettering could be in silver. That could work. Not sure which story I would have for the front cover. I would not have Happiness Patrol because I would save that one for the flap. We'll get to that. And I think Remembrance I would save for the back cover, so it'd probably be between Greatest Show and Silver Nemesis. I'm not quite sure which one I would go with, and I haven't quite figured out what the Doctor should be holding. I can't think of a lot of things he's holding. I remember the microphone when he's chewing out Davros in Remembrance, but I can't just off the top of my head think of something iconic he's holding. I'm sure there is something, but I can't think of anything. So I haven't been able to figure out anything for his hands yet. I do think he needs his umbrella hooked on his left arm, because sometimes he keeps his umbrella, the hook of it, the question mark part, draped on his left arm. So I do think whatever he's holding in this hand needs to be kind of down like this. And you could see like the top of the question mark is kind of looped on his arm. I think that'd be a nice little touch and in character. And plus his umbrella's so iconic, I think it needs to be on the cover. Now, there's a lot of enemies you could choose between for only 4 stories. Like, just for Remembrance, you gotta have the Special Weapons Dalek. You got to. That story is iconic for having the Special Weapons Dalek. I mean, that's what it's known for. So you gotta have the Special Weapons Dalek. Personally, I would like it to have a regular Dalek and the Special Weapons Dalek on the cover. You could also have Davros, like the Emperor version of Davros, when the lid raises back and you see Davros there. Be good to have Davros on the cover, but you got to have the Special Weapons Dalek. You got to. For Happiness Patrol, you could have Helen A, of course. You could have her dog. You could have her holding, right there next to her dog. I don't know if you can have the Candyman, because I know he looks a lot like a real mascot for a candy company. I know they got in trouble for that, so I don't know if you could have the Candyman on the cover without getting in trouble. If you can, then it'd be cool to put him on the cover. But if you can't, I wouldn't pay money for that. Just put Helen A on the cover, you're good. Silver Nemesis, you have several. You got the Cybermen, and you gotta have the Cybermen. I mean, it is the silver anniversary, and it is Silver Nemesis. The Cybermen have got to be, on the cover. Personally, I'd have more than one. You gotta have the Cybermen. You could also have the witch or sorceress from that story. You could have her on the cover. I wouldn't put the Neo-German guys. I wouldn't put that. But the witch lady, yeah, I'd have her on the cover too. She's cool. And then for Greatest Show, of course you have the Clown. I mean, the Clown's one of the, I don't like Greatest Show much, but the Clown, that guy who plays the Clown, he's great. That's one of the best parts of the show. So you could have him on there, and then you could also have the Gods of Ragnarok if you wanted on there. Or you could have the woman that turns into a werewolf, even though she's not actually an enemy. We do know sometimes they slip one in that's not an enemy, like Alpha Centauri on the season 9 one. And, you know, that one shot of her transforming when she's like, you know, that's a cool shot. If you took that shot of her just, you know, and you put that on the cover, you'd think she was an enemy. That's a cool shot. I'd have that on the cover too. And then, like I said, the Clown guy. So you could actually have, like, every story has multiple characters you could have. So you can actually put quite a few enemies there on the front cover of that. So either silver, purple, or silver and purple, because, again, the 80s sets tend to have multiple color themes going on in them. For the flap, it's got to be the pink TARDIS. It's got to be. It's got to be the pink TARDIS. The pink TARDIS is so iconic. So the flap has to be Happiness Patrol. And I know Lee Binding likes to take different stories and put them on, you know, in the box set. So the front cover might be one, the back cover might be one, the flap might be another. So the flap needs to be Happiness Patrol. It's got to be the pink TARDIS. Got to be. And then, of course, you know, you open it up, and then you have the TARDIS on the inside. The booklet. I keep forgetting to talk about the booklet a lot of times and what the cover of the booklet is. That keeps slipping my mind. The booklet, one that hasn't been used yet, which the only one I haven't probably been used here is Greatest Show. I think you could have that iconic shot of McCoy walking away there, or you could have him entertaining the Gods of Ragnarok. You could do Silver Nemesis for the booklet. The back of the box set, when you take the J card off, I would have the shot of the Hand of Omega flying towards Skaro to destroy it. Like, you know, you draw Skaro and that galaxy in the hand flying toward it or impacting with it, and you see Skaro being destroyed. I think that would be a great shot for the back of the box set. Let's see. How many discs? 7 or 8 discs. I mean, some stories might get more than one disc. Some of them do. I don't know quite which ones need it. The McCoy years tend to have a lot of surviving studio tape. Much like season 24 and 26, I'm sure we'd get a lot of that. I'm sure they could do 7 or 8 discs easy. A couple stories would probably get 2 discs, and then there'd probably be a bonus disc at the end. Let's say we can do 8 discs. They probably can. And so most stories would get 2 discs. Remembrance would probably get 2 discs, especially if they did any updated effects for anything. Now, the McCoy story hasn't gotten any Blu-ray updated effects. Season 26 already had a couple stories with updated effects from other releases. But if they did, I think Remembrance could use a few updated effects, but I really don't think they're going to get them. And the effects it has are fine. But I could still see them doing maybe 2 discs for Remembrance. Silver Nemesis, maybe 2 discs, just because it is the anniversary story, at least officially. Happiness Patrol probably only needs 1. Greatest Show probably only needs 1. And then, like I said, you have a bonus disc with the TARDIS on it. And it's got to be the pink TARDIS, but the pink TARDIS on it. So you have 7 or 8 discs. I think for Remembrance, if you do 2 discs, the first one is, of course, McCoy and Ace. Again, the first disc is usually the Doctor and the Companion unit, so you have McCoy and Ace. The second disc, you could do a couple things. You could have Davros on it. You could also have the little girl on it. The little girl's in the story a lot. She actually does a pretty good job in it for the most part. You could have her on it. Silver Nemesis, I still think you have the Cybermen on it. If for some reason Silver Nemesis is 2 discs, you have the Cybermen on 1 and probably the witch character with her, whoever that is with her, her henchman or whatever, on the other disc. And then Greatest Show, if you don't have the Gods of Ragnarok on the cover and you only have the Clown on the cover, you can put the Gods of Ragnarok there, or you could have just McCoy performing. That'd be funny. And then the bonus disc, the TARDIS. There's a lot you could do with that. So that's how I would probably fill out season 25. I can't believe I've been forgetting to talk about the booklet. Well. So, what do you think of how I would do season 25? And how would you do season 25 if you were building it up? Comment down below and let me know. And I'm curious, what do you think McCoy could be holding in his right hand? I have not really come up with anything for that. Other things to do. Don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button. That helps me out. My goal is to reach 1,000 subscribers in 2023, and We're almost at 900. We're working our way there. So help me out if you enjoy my content. I also have a Patreon. If you would like to support me on that, there is a link to that down in the description below. I want to give a shout out to some of my top tier patrons, Finn Perkins, Unknown289, Colin Coney, and Stephen Crane. I appreciate their support, as I do the support of all of my patrons. I also have a P.O. box. If there's anything you would like to send me to look at and review, there's a link to that down there. And a link to my Amazon wish list is down there as well. And Michael, I should be trying to finish up Quatermass in the Pit soon. Haven't seen Michael in the comments lately. Well, he posted one the other day and the YouTube algorithm ate it. I didn't have a chance to respond to it. The algorithm. YouTube algorithm's weird. I see people write all sorts of stuff on like political videos, all sorts of crazy name calling things, and they're fine. But yet somebody writes a simple one sentence comment on mine. There's nothing wrong. The YouTube algorithm eats it. I don't get that. But I'm working on it, Michael. I'm working on it. I do appreciate you sending Quatermass in the Pit. I've been wanting to see it a while. Most importantly, happiness will prevail.